All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Or should we be preaching? Okay. Um, I'm just going to continue from where the last two speakers, Pastor Maria and Minister Shiju, stopped. Can we give a round of applause to them again? No, that is not for them. Can we do that better? Come on, let's do that better. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Um, I will try as much as possible to try and deliver this in a way that we can run on with it. The reality is, and I was speaking with Shiju earlier, that goal setting, as it were, if you want to do it the right way, if you want to get the best out of it, it should be like a one-day course, like a one-day workshop. I know that both of my brothers and ministers, rather, have spoken to us, and that those are just like preliminary parts, just for you to understand from point of scripture why you should do it, the essentials of it, the benefits, right? What you're supposed to learn in this session basically is how do I do it? Do you get? Are you getting the message? Are you getting the message? All right. Okay, I know the. Please, can you take one of those mics? Yeah. Put it on and give the lady at the back, Olalekon. She knows herself. Okay, so I will try and make this interactive because if I just speak, you might not get the gist of it, but I want to make it practical. So I'm going to ask some questions. So please, just oblige me, right, to ask you those questions. The attempt is not to rattle you or to make a mockery of you. It's just to help you see where you're at and then what you need to do properly. Okay, so please tell us, do you have a clear plan for 2026? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. Is the mic working? Please help me put the mic on. Please, so mic, the second mic has to be working. Or that mic has to be working. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a plan for this year that's written out, please? Written out, not in your head. Written out. Do you have that?
A written out plan.
Yes, a written out plan.
Yes, sir.
You do.
Yes, sir.
Well cascaded.
Yes, sir.
That answer is not confident. You're not confident. Is it well cascaded?
Not totally.
Not totally. Is it quarterly? Have you benchmarked it quarterly?
Yes, sir.
Quarterly. Okay. All right. Please give my brother the social media capsule. Do you have a clear plan for the year written out?
Yes, I do, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Well cascaded?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Give the last lady to your other side. The lady in red, please. Sister, do you have a clear plan for the year written out?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying yes or no?
I said yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where is it written?
I have a diary where I write stuff, so it's there.
Tell me two things that are in that plan for the year. Is my slides ready? Dio, my slides. Okay, please push the first slide. Go ahead, I'm listening to you, sir.
Okay, so the first thing there is starting up my master's because I just rounded up my NYC, and a lot of core members after NYC are like, what do I do? What do I do? So that is a clear plan for me to start up masters. Yeah, so that is number one. So and I've taken out necessary step. I've gotten admission and I'm already making arrangements to resume. Yeah, so that is one of them. And number two, as a movement artist, I've been engaging brands that has to do with what I do to make them know me because this year I've made a clear picture that I want to work with some brands and for them to know me, I have to engage them. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Please give Sheon, give her a round of applause, please. Give the mic to Sheon. He knows himself. Sheon, do you have a clear plan written for this year, 2026? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Well written out.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 2 goals in that goal-setting plan that you have for the year. 2 goals.
Okay, so the first one is in Q1, one of my goals is to change my job. So because I'm in sales, so the pressure.
Okay.
So I started applying early last month, and I've gotten a job.
Go to second goal.
So I've gotten the job. So
You've
second,
gotten a job.
yes,
Okay, cool.
I'm resuming next month.
Oh, awesome.
So second thing is I'm planning to get married this year.
Okay, awesome. All right, that's good. The cybersecurity. You're the cybersecurity person, right? No, there are 2. Okay. Oh, you are the core member. Please give it to the core member. Thank you, sir. Sir, do you have a goal, well written out goal for this year?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Tell me one goal that's your plan.
Okay, one of it is it's part of the financial part is to start saving monthly, and I've started it
Is to start saving.
monthly.
Do you have a number that you want to reach by the end of 2026?
Yes, sir.
You have it written down in that plan.
No.
Okay. You don't yet have a clear financial goal, but you're trying. You're almost there. Thank you. Please give Gina. Gina, take the mic. Do you have a clear goal, plan, or goal template written out for 2026?
Yes. Lots.
A lot. Okay, tell me 2 of your spiritual goals.
Because of the nature of my job, I tend to resume early and close late. Most times I get home really late because of how consuming it is. So one of my spiritual goals is this. For every night, midnight, I'll have to be awake for at least 30 minutes to pray. Because I've had that difficulty last year. Because a lot of it, I couldn't pray as much as I want to. So this year, at least 30 minutes, I should be awake to pray. And I've started already. So I'm always praying. There are times, honestly, I sleep off. But then I'll wake up and keep
Fair
up
enough.
with the prayer and end it. That is one of it.
Fair enough. No, that's okay. Don't worry. Can we give her a round of applause? Okay. Thank you. You can just drop the mic. So, ideally, if I was to properly workshop this session, I would have maybe a whiteboard and a marker, and then we'll have to go through it because it's the knowing the how to do it that is the real deal. You might know the benefits, you might know some of the things you need to, some of the hindrances or things that could hinder you or things you need to leave behind, the trauma, like Pastor Maria said, and then move into how do I really do it. And I asked those questions intentionally just to be sure and understand if you're setting your goal the right way. So let me start by saying that when you want to set your goal, and by the way, if you don't have a plan for the year, it's fine. That's why we're here, so that you can start one, you can write one this coming week, because I won't say tonight, you might not really be able to. You can write one this coming week, and I can show you, I can tell you what to do to be able to write one. If you don't have one from January up until now, it's fine. Or you feel like the one you have, it's not clearer, right? By being in this session, you want to do more, then it's fine. So let me say this, and this is very important. And what I'm about to say, if you have not done it, whatever goal you set is zero. And I'll say it. If you've not taken the stock of what happened in 2025 and write down how 2025 was for you, whatever you think you said, you are just building castles in the air. And the reason is that if you've not taken proper account of what happened last year, why, that is, if you set a goal or why you could not achieve some of the goals last year, what were the goals last year? If you've not written those down, if you don't write that down before you write what you think your goal of 2026 is, as far as I'm concerned, you're building castles in the air because you are not tracking your journey. You're not tracking your journey and looking from a perspective of, okay, are there things or are there even habits or behaviors that I need to challenge before? Where's Dolapo? Okay, she's not here. You know, are there habits that you need to challenge such that those things you don't go with those habits into 2026? Because if you have habits from 2025 that you know that were hindrances in some sense, if you don't itemize what those issues are and you write a new goal, guess what? You have not reckoned those things and even to the point of tackling it and asking yourself the things to do with it. Okay? So you need to first take a stock of 2025. What happened? What mistakes did I make? Hello? Are we here? Are we here? Come on, talk to me now. Are we here? Are you getting it? Is it clear? Because if it's not clear, then the next 25 minutes or the time wherever we have here is not going to be beneficial. So talk to me. If you're not getting it, you can raise your hand. It is not a sermon. You have questions. It is not a sermon, so you can ask questions so that within the minutes that we have, we can quickly tackle it. But I feel this foundation is important because if you get this foundation, every other thing, even the slides, maybe that can be sent to you. I just did the slides. It's something you can actually read through and it's fine. But this heart-to-heart conversation is important. So first, what did I say? Take a stock of last year. What happened? What worked? What did not work? Are there things I did right? Right? What were the wins for me? Right? So, and I'll give an example. December last year, I needed to do, okay, so not alone, my wife and I, we needed to do our plan for the year. And of course, I'd been reiterating that we need to do it. And I had an idea as to how it's to be done. Right? What did we do? We bought a flip chart. You know a flip chart? A flip chart paper. Do you know a flip chart paper? Flip chart. Right, so a flip chart paper is, if you have a flip chart stand here, the paper, if you're into learning and development or training, that paper that they write on the board. You know it? Okay, I just want to be sure because I don't want to assume. Now, I got the flip chart paper. We dedicated a Saturday. We were not going anywhere. We were not taking any calls, right? We dedicated a Saturday to it. And then and of course, I bought markers, like four different markers, different colors, so that we're marking. And then this is, I'm telling you, is what we did, like what happened last year, what were the stocks. So because last year we were I was part single, then then we were a couple. So there were things that were individual, there are things that were corporate, as a couple. So all of those was written down. Okay, what did we do right? What happened? What were the habits? What were the mistakes? What should we stop doing? Because you're talking about 2026. What should you stop doing that you did in 2025 that is not profitable? You wrote those things down, right? You write it down, and then I think one of the things when you're setting a goal is that you need to be honest with yourself, right? There's no point trying to bloat and trying to psych yourself that I'm all good and all of that. Be playing with yourself that no, this area I'm not right. So we wrote those things down. We wrote areas of our character that this area of our character was okay. These parts, right? Procrastination, analysis paralysis. You list all of those things because when you write it down, you are acknowledging that okay, these are areas where you need to work on, or where you also need God to work on you around. Is that clear? Is that clear? So I'm saying that if you do that, you'll be amazed at the things that would even help you that, okay, I think there's a need to now focus on this area and try to ensure that this does not affect 2026 or the plan for 2026. Okay? Can we move to the next slide, please? Next slide, though, Mr. I don't know if you can see, but basically, go to the next slide. The other slide is talking about why your yearly plan matters. And so there are those without a plan. There are those with a plan. Let me say this quote. I heard it from someone many years ago, and that thing has stayed with me for years, and I believe it will stay with me for life. It says, life, I think someone said it, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was George Bernard Shaw or whoever, but you could find it on Google. It says, life will only go according to plan if you have a plan. Life will only go according to plan if you have a plan. So that means that if you don't have a plan, don't expect life to go according to plan. I understand that your plan is in God's hand, things written. Thank God for that, I know. So we are coming from that perspective, but the things that you know from heaven, Abi, on the earth, do you have a plan to come into that or to do that thing? So life will not go according to plan if you don't have a plan. So you need to have a plan that you work with, right? So it's been, research has shown that those who have a plan are 42 times likely to achieve their goals. Those who have a plan. So, as I'm just saying, just be looking at, do I have a plan for this area? Do I have a plan? And all of that, so that you know what to do. So, in doing your plan for 2026, if you're going to have your plan, you can go to the next. You need your annual vision. You need your quarterly goals, your monthly milestones, your weekly actions, and your daily executions. Don't worry, you'll get the slide later because of time, right? And if you're going to, and so when you've taken a stock of the things you should do, right, the things from 2026. Now, in 2025 rather, in 2026, you need to have a clear vision. Like, let's say, for example, this is the year of this is that I'll be extraordinary prophetic fulfillment. That is corporate, right, for the church. That can also be personal to you. You can write that down. Extraordinary fulfillment, that's the vision. The question is, what does that mean for you? Your own cannot be that maybe for 2026, you now have to dimension it. First, have a spiritual goal. Okay? Have a spiritual goal. Have a career goal or entrepreneurial goal, depending on which side you are. Have health goal. Have social goal. Have physical goal. Right? Have I mentioned health? Right? Financial goal. Right? Financial goal. The social, you can put relationship. Right? All of those, they are just like one. So for me, when I was doing my goal, financial was one. So I stayed on financial and I said, okay, what is our financial goal for the year? Clearly written down. This is what our financial goal is. We want to make this, or this is also revenue. We can put it in revenue. So revenue. Let's say you are, I heard a lot of people saying, I'm a cybersecurity expert, fashion, media, this. The question is, in that business, what is your financial goal for the year? So financial goal for the year is a revenue of 5 million, right? For example, revenue 5 million. Clear. Written out, because that is just a goal. Are there other financial goals? Maybe you have another side, wherever you want to write that financial goal. You can put your savings there too. You want to have saved, so you put it there. So everything financial you think you can think of, part of it is, KDG is coming, you have calculated KDG, you have calculated FOCP, and all the givings we do in the year, prophetic offering, apostolic offering, whatever, you put all of that together under your financials. Once you're sure that, okay, you exhausted it, you leave that. You leave that, and then you move to the next one, relationship. Okay? 2020, maybe in 2025, this was the status of your relationship. In terms of, I'm not talking about relationship as, you get me? I'm not talking about man and lady relationship. I'm talking about your relationship as a universe, as an ecosystem. So you ask yourself, what is my level? What can I say about my relationship last year? What do I want my relationship goals to be for this year? It could be that I want to know so number of people. Maybe yours could be you want to gain 50 more realistic contacts, right? That could be, you write that. I mean, it has to be clear, right? You write that down. I want to know, maybe I'm in my 30s. I think I need to move more with people in this social industry. Know at least 7 people in social industry that I'm in. You write that. That's a relationship goal. I'm a social media manager, blah, 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 but I don't really know people in that space like that. Okay. Maybe you want know 7 or 10 people in that space who are within the age of social, so maybe in that industry, who are doing big things. You write that. By the time you're done with all relationship goals, you put it down. Okay, maybe, as a guy, have a babe by 2026. I mean, it's a relationship goal. Put it there. Or extend myself more often in increasing the kind of people I relate with. Do you get? That can be a goal. Especially for someone, you hear Minister Shish saying here that he doesn't really speak to people like that, but by the time God threw him, so you know that God is not you. God is not going to throw you because you are not even where God can reach you. No, you are where God can reach you. But you are not someone that God can push in that sense. So you can push yourself. Okay? Before God will come at me, I will even push myself. Right? So you put that there. And then you can have plans. Let me help you in that area. You can say, okay, you first itemize where you look at the arena of your life where you meet people. Office, church, where else? After office is work, Those who are working from home, I'm sorry. Social gathering, that is if you go, because on another they go out, that kind of thing. But so you want to conferences, you itemize that. How many conferences do you go for the year? You have KDG, but when we have KDG, everybody's always cloistered in their own bubble that, so you itemize, okay, what are those things every year that I have that are arenas where there are contacts, there are touch points through which I can meet people. You itemize, you write those things down. You now break, that's a goal. You now go to activity within that goal. Because what will make that goal to be done is the activity. You now put it down. 1, ensure that I greet the people behind, whether at my right side or my left side, every Sunday. You write that. You write it there. I won't need anybody to say good morning before I say good morning. You write it there. Okay. You want to meet people now. Then, it depends on where you are, right? It depends on what you're trying to break in terms of habits for you to get there. You can now say, okay, after service, make it a point of duty to at least be around for 15 minutes just to say hello to people, make one contact, say hello, be nice, be kind, right? That's part of it. If you're not so good with the conversation, you can now go back to help your conversation, try and learn more about communication, blah, blah, blah. All of that, There are activities that helps you to do that. So when you engage, it's the activities you engage. So tomorrow like this, oh, someone is saying hello to Jesus, blah, blah, whatever, and there's someone beside you, hi, good afternoon, oh, good morning, how are you today, blah, blah, blah. You've seen that person, right? Next week, you see another person going, how are you? Do you get? You're not doing that for that person, you are doing that for yourself because you are trying to culture yourself to be better as far as that goal is concerned. Do you get it? Do you get it now? So you see the activities. It's the activities that you do that changes your behavior or adjusts you in that sense, the things that you need to do to get to the place where you get to, right? So if you engage in those things, especially in that relationship, in meeting people now, social, that is just church. Then, office is different, and office can be a different kind of, conference is there. So, for example, you go to a conference, your company sponsors you, or you go to a conference as you go yourself, and you want to meet people, you just say, that keynote speaker, blah, 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 wow, I've admired him or her, from afar. How do I get to speak with that person? And it's not about, man, can I just take a selfie with you? No, it's not that. You want to posture yourself as someone that has some sense, right, and can engage conversations. So the question is, how do you? And these are things, I'm not telling you, I'm talking about things that I've done before that. You're in a conference, you don't know anybody, you're just looking at, okay, that guy, I must get that contact, I must get this contact, I must get this contact, I must get this contact. And so for me, in my sphere, HR that I play, people usually say to me, Kabod, how do you know so much people? Because I talk to people, right? I don't wait for people to introduce themselves to me. I know some of you in this church that I relate with you, you will see that it's not that you that relate with me. I'm the one most of the time that came to you. Isn't that true? If you've been in this church and I've ever engaged you, I must have been the one that come to meet you, right? Because for me, it is how I know people. I don't wait for people to introduce themselves to me. Because even in church, I introduce myself to you because I know I can. I have the skill, right? It's a church. I want to know more people, right? You can be the next person that will get me to that next level. Do you get what I mean? So when you get into an atmosphere or in a place, in a gathering, it is not the other person's duty for them to know you. It's your duty for you to let them know who you are and you can introduce yourself. But that's just on relationship, right? I've talked about financial, I've talked about social goal, financial goal, and then you can go to your spiritual goal. Read also Bible in the year, or you want to grow. I want to grow to know the Lord. That's a goal. Question is, how do you break that down into activities? Like Gina was saying, wake up be awake by 12 a.m., at least spend 30 minutes every day. That's activity. And then you can even now drift further. In that activity, what do you do? Right? Oh, on Tuesdays, I just stay in just listening. You can break it down to be specific that what you are doing on exact days. So on Tuesdays are days, right, that, for example, you're just before God and you're just meditating. That means that day, if Tuesday start, on a Wednesday, that Tuesday going into Wednesday, right? So that means that if I know that on Tuesdays, what I would do if I have that goal is that on Tuesdays, I will ensure that, and of course, I will have known my work schedule if I'm going to do that, so that I will know that what days don't I have like a lot of stress at work, so that when I come, I can engage. That's one. Two, I will now also look at, I need to eat scriptures during the day, because if I'm going to do just listening and just staying in God's presence, I need to have scriptures that are just remember that those scriptures, they are just, So on Tuesdays, I will not talk too much. I will minimize my talking. I will engage a lot of scriptures. I will have scriptures or I have messages in my head that something is there. I will reduce being on TikTok, movies, whatever, so that by the time it's that 12, I'm just staying in God's presence. I'm just there. I'm just being still. But when I'm still being still, I'm allowing scripture that I've known to just come flow through my mind. That is an activity on a particular day to get you to the goal of knowing God more. Do you see that? Do you see how you've broken? And that is just one. Oh, if you're not talking about read social scriptures, study, study. Like Apostle will say, have a day in the month that you do retreat. Yours could be in a day in a quarter, right? You write that down. A quarter, somehow this week we wanted to engage one brother in a whatever house meeting, and the brother said, "Oh, I'm in my retreat. So and so that sorry, I can't come to the house meeting today because I'm in my retreat." That's that person's goal. So that it tells me that person has a goal, has something that they are doing. So people just don't arrive in the scene, Apostle Joshua Selman, or it doesn't happen. You need to cascade it down. Okay, you're doing this, and it's okay if you're not following at first, but if you have that done and then you have accountability partner, right, to that, it helps you, it moves the needle for that particular goal. Do you get it? Do you get it that now? So what I've been able to do is just to help you have a picture in your mind as you're listening to me to know, okay, if I'm going to have a goal now. For example, if you're going to next week and you want to have a goal, that means that you need to find a time. I know that you work Monday to Friday, right? You can say maybe my own goal setting session will start in the evening. So that means I will get from work 8 and then start maybe my goal session by 9 p.m. I'll do it from 9 to 11:30. So maybe I can attend to maybe 2 dimensions, maybe financial and spiritual. I'll craft it down, right? I don't want to be someone that, I was listening to Pastor Koju recently and yesterday, and he said that he was saying about threat to Christianity, that there is no external force as a threat to Christianity, that the threat to Christianity is internal. It's the believers, where you make someone a deacon and you call them to pray and they can't pray. You call them to lead prayer, they are saying, God, Jesus, we thank you, or you're always the coming one, and we bless you in Jesus' name. What's that? So that's a threat. So that means that if I'm going to grow as a believer, as a rooted tribe, right, with an excellent spirit, I need to look at my spiritual goal, have a spiritual goal to know you, Lord, more. What does that mean? Look at, okay, my word content. Apostle have been saying it. What is my word content? How well am I reading the scriptures per week? Right? There's something that my Bible app helps me to do that I'm trying to follow it for this month of February. I think I have like 8 streak now. What that does for me is that I'm conditioning my mind such that every day I'm looking at the scriptures in the morning before I get to work. Right? Sometime I could be on TikTok, but I'm conditioning myself to make that streak such that I'm having a meditation every day going into work hours. Do you get? So you must know where you are, what works for you, and what you need to do. Do you get? Do we get it? So my time is less than 5 minutes, so I'm going to allow for questions. So do we have questions? There's still a lot I can say, but I feel like let me give questions. Okay. Ibrahim, you have questions? Yeah, come and take Ibrahim, quick. All right, just go ahead.
Okay, you talked about networking,
Okay.
meeting people. So I noticed that sometimes I get people contact, and then to keep up the flow with an convo. So
Okay.
please, how can one go about that?
Okay. All right. So he's saying that, he meets people, but he gets their contact. How do you oil or grow those contacts? Simple, right? When you get, like today now, there are people I believe that they don't have their contacts like saved. Okay. All right. So please, if you have 4 more questions, write it down because you're still going to have another session, like a panel session. So write it down so that I can attend to it there. But let me just answer this particular question. For this one, right, when you get the person's contact, like I said, after you've saved the contact, send the person the message, right? Make it a point of duty to send the person in chat. Oh, by the way, it was great meeting you today. I don't know what touch points and conversations that you had. Or even if you just say the person's number, you have not even had any conversation. That is where you're now going to, okay, this person, hi, hello, oh, we spoke today, or I got your contact today, I trust you're good, blah, 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 blah. You're saved. Oh, I hope it's okay for me to engage you further during the week. I say, oh, wow, that's fine, that's fine. You can say, okay, oh, by the way, is there a preferred time? I know that you might be busy. You're just trying to rub the person's ego. I know that you might be busy, but let me just know times when you'll be free so that I can chat you at those times, right? So that's what you do. And then you grow that relationship, you grow that contact. Let me say many years ago, okay, so Apostle Selman said this years ago I heard it in the message, but he has stayed with me also. He said that relationships don't maintain themselves. And I always say this to my friends who we talk always. I say that relationships don't maintain themselves. It is the duty of the people or the parties involved in those relationships to ensure that that relationship gets better. Do you get what I said? Relationships in and by themselves don't maintain themselves. The people involved, the people who you say are your friends or your contacts, there must be deliberate and intentional exchange or push to maintain that relationship. Okay? So, last Sunday, I spoke with Gina, right? I got to know that she had a TikTok account, and I followed that account. Now, that's an entry point for me, knowing her. Aside from the singles hangout, were you there? Aside from that, we've not really had a one-on-one. Now, by me following her, it's an entry point for me if I want to engage her further. And in fact, there's something I need to tell her, actually, because I saw something over the week on her status. I'm like, okay, I need to say this to her. You see, I'm making deliberate efforts because I'm taking interest in knowing our personality, our person. And so, what happens is that many times we come to church, you want to grow friendship, but you expect someone to come and meet you. Come off that horse. You need to be the one to grow that relationship, right? As I am in my career now, I have a lot of seniors. So by God's grace, I'm privileged to be leading an HR association. In that association, there are people who, like before them born me, they are already doing HR. And I'm vice president over them. And some of them use sir for me. Right? What do you think got me there? Relationship. The other things like being kind, being humble, but relationship. My philosophy is that no matter who you are, they no born you. Like you put fire for head, I can talk to you. And that has helped me. And so, I go to a conference, I see a keynote speaker somewhere, and I feel like I just want to meet this person. Like someone happened last year, the CEO of TVC came to give a speech at a CIPM conference in Abuja, and I was there. And of course, I know the HR director of TVC, which I know her on one-on-one basis. We talk very well, and she was there. My friend that we worked together in a previous company is in TVC, so I was already familiar now. So when the HR director came here, and we're like, came here, like I like your CEO's delivery, like was very pristine. I like her communication because I was particular about how she was pronouncing her words, and I think she was like, why? I like that. I like when people speak well. So I'm like, wow, I like that. And so when there was a place where they were taking pictures, and she was taking pictures, and okay, then TVC people came around, and they were taking pictures, I just went to her straight. So, Ma, good afternoon. I like how you presented today. I love it. Your command of language. And she was just like, wow, thank you. Deal done. I didn't need to take her contact if I needed. I didn't need the contact, but I just felt like I needed to impress myself, right? Bring my impression upon her, right? Not that she even remembered me, but I'm doing that for myself so that when I stand before kings, because I'm also a king, I'm not going to be fidgeting that Trump is here, or God himself, I did here. Do you get? But if you don't learn that, especially for people that you know that you are going to be speaking to global audience, you need to know how to stand before people. And what I'm doing today, I can do it all day. Because way back in secondary school, I was facing people singing, Then back in university, I can speak to people. I was in UJCM and I was speaking to thousands of people leading worship. So speaking to people and being HR is not something that is hard for me, but I needed to be able to break those ice. Do you get what I'm saying? So in a nutshell, if you're going to do your goal setting and planning, you need to dimension it. Take a stock of what happened the previous year. Look at what's working for you. Break them down into dimensions. Break them into goals. Then now activities in the goal that are tied to quarterly, monthly, and daily. And then set accountability. Right? For me, my accountability is my wife. So, for example, I'm supposed to write a book since like 2 years ago. That she's still on my neck. But Apostle is on my neck too. So I have already a written outline for what the book is going to look like. Right? So it's just for me to start writing. But that is a goal I've put there and I needed to do. Does it make sense? All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Kabod. A round of applause for Kabod. Thank you so much. All right, I think should we have one of the activities now in terms of interacting and, exchanging contacts? All right, Kabod.